Good morning, this is Bob Batonel with Pennystocking 101,000. Welcome back to the series where we take a fresh account on Webull, starting with just $100 and show you the journey it takes to grow that $100 into $1,000 over time. And we're back today. It's August 16th, 2019. Markets are green. And when we last left off the series, we were in an stubborn overnight hold on PBYI. Before we get into that, I have actually decided to upload an extra $100 to the account, so the account value is now with 176. So we're gonna get serious on this. Let's finally get serious on this. Let's stop with the overnight plays because they're just not working, and we will do our momentum day trading again. So, and we have every trade of this week has been a win. Every day trade, that is. But the overnights, it's been two overnights that we're going to talk about that have both been losses. Pretty decent sized losses. So we're going to get into that now. So PBYI was, like I said, we got into this because we were in our emotions on that last Friday. So we got in on PBYI and we lost $3.92 on that one. Because we, $11.88 a share. So we got into this and at close to the top, at the high, which was very, very bad. Like I said, my emotions kicked in last Friday, so I went ahead and just chased it and got in at the high. Let's see if I can show you here. So 12.14 was the high there, and I got in 11.88 on its way back down. And the next day we got out here. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, cut my loss a little cleaner. Instead of at 11.10, we could have cut it at 11.50-ish. But when I wanted to go ahead and cut that loss because it just wasn't doing much. When I saw some other play going on, I wanted to get in, hop in on that straight away. So I just went ahead and cut that and moved on to something virtually bigger and better. So we got into YRIV. This has been a pump and dump pretty much. We made $2.85 on that one. We got in at $1 and we sold it at $1.10. So we didn't really make much on it, but it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, fast enough. At this time, the count was below $100, so we couldn't actually afford 100 shares. You have to buy 100 shares or more if you're buying a stock under $1. And I couldn't even afford 100 shares, so I had to literally wait for it to hit $1 before I actually even bought in on it. So, yeah. That was that. I think this was the day here. Yeah, so I got in at $1 in the pre-market around here. And then we held it. Didn't really do much. It didn't really do much. And so yeah. It didn't do much. I think I got in around here actually. Yeah, so yeah. Didn't really do much. It took a while. So we waited till the open. And on the open it ran to $1.15. Now, $1.15 was nice. I didn't really want to wait. Like I said, I could have held it a little longer. It went to $1.43 even later on that day. Like I said, when it doesn't do what I wanted to do, I just go ahead and get out. This is a very, very risky pick. It already ran up quite a bit. It's been going up from the 50s all the way up to $1. It's really risky over the last few days. So I just went ahead, go ahead and take my money and move on. And that's exactly what I did. So that was YRIV. I normally like to aim for 10% or more in gains, and that's fine with me. It's very, very quick. It's very, very snappy. You get it. You move on. You sit and make your comfortable gains. You don't have to be stressed out holding it for an hour or two trying to hope that you can make 30, 40, 50, 60, 100% on your money. So I like this strategy because it allows you to make your money and move on and go back to sleep or something like that. So that's normally where I like to try to sell. Now, this was the overnight. We wanted to try to make some money back. So we got into MTC. We lost $13.07 on that one. Again, this was overnight. We didn't have any day trades. This was Tuesday. We got in at $7.32 a share. Now, this stock, we sold it at $5.87 the next day. So we lost about 20% on that one, which sucked. Just because I should never been in on this. But I got in. At least I tried to get in on decent signals. It was a decent signal, but I just don't know what I'm doing with these yet. So again, this had a run from 2 to 13 that day. So I caught it here when it met about halfway and held up halfway support around the 6 to 7 area. So I thought that was a good sign that it might have a continuation the next morning. Now, if I had a day trade, I would have locked in the after hours. After hours, it did run to about $8. I could have made about 9 or 10% on my money. If I had a day trade, I would have definitely 100% took that, but we didn't have any day trades, so we had to hold it. We were forced to hold it overnight. So, yeah. And as you see, the next day it just died out. It lost demand, lost volume. It just, a few hundred shares here or there. It just wasn't really trading well like I thought it would, which is unfortunate. So that was that one. And I want to talk about it because, you don't have to actually, like I said, I would have took the 10% win in the after hours. Some people would actually hold on to that. Like, you don't really have to. If you think that you may, that's what I said, if you're going to make an overnight trade, it's best to make sure that you have at least a day trade in the system, in the vault, just in case something doesn't pan out, or you want to just take your money and be safe. In a situation like this, I'd rather just take the safe money and get out. But in case, like I said, of course, I didn't have any day trades, so I knew what I was getting into. I just should not have been in it because it's just very hard to navigate and mitigate losses. So, like I said, the volume died out here. I wasn't quick enough to go ahead and sell it, so that was why I lost on that one. Nothing more to be said. We're just gonna have to stop doing overnights. Period. We're gonna get serious on this. Like I said, we're gonna get serious on this one and start doing my momentum day trading only. So you guys get on me if I slack up and start doing stupid things again, like overnights that just aren't working for me. You guys can reprimand me as well. But AKTX. So this was Wednesday's day trade. We made $5.26 on that one. So about another 10% win. So we're starting to do really, really well with these day trades. Like I said, this is what I do well at. So got in at 8.12 in the pre-market, sold it, 8.30 at 264. So we made our 10% and got out of there. So charting, I can't remember what the catalyst was for this, but when I see momentum, I get in. Period. And I see volume and momentum. That's the trifecta right there. You need volume and momentum. Or price action, volume, and momentum. That's the trifecta right there for my strategy. So here, I can't remember so I bought it at 240, sold 264. Like I said, I left some money on the table, which is fine. It's totally fine to leave a little cash on the table. You're not gonna catch it all the time, and that's okay. But when I saw this here, like I said, I got in and out on this same candlestick because I just did not trust it. So I got in and out on that same candlestick. Especially when the second candlestick here, I got in on the same candlestick, in and out on the same candlestick. So that was that. Take the money and run. If you can make 10% of your money in like less than 20 minutes, you just take it most of the time. It's fine. It's safe wins. You don't have to be stressed out holding this thing. Is it gonna give me 30%? Is it gonna give me 50%? Is it gonna give me 100%? No. So I like to take my quick money and get out of there and live to trade another day. So that was AKTX. And then Friday, our last day trade was SDRL. We got it right here. 1740 we made on that one because the $100 did go through at that point. So the profit margin is a little bit higher than you've been seeing lately on this one. So got in right away in the pre-market at 409 at 234 a share. We sold it at 260 a share in the afternoon, close to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So the thing about this one is this was a contract winner. We saw this. The news came out a few hours before the pre-market even opened. So I thought this might have legs to run. This is not normally my strategy. Like I said, I like to trade momentum, the trifecta, volume, price action, and momentum. We didn't actually have that. You can see the open. I got in straight away. I don't know why I did this. This is not my strategy. I should never do this. But we got in straight away. Right around here, gapped up, because it was here at 207. It gapped up straight away to the 230s. That does not mean that there's momentum. It just means that people are actually not willing to sell cheap anymore. They're willing to move their sales up to 230. So that was not momentum. That was just a gap up. So we got in here straight away at 230s, 234. It didn't really do much what I wanted to do. 247 was the high here. I could have got out, but I didn't want to take like a 4% win, so I just decided to, especially on news like this. The catalyst was, I think, a $600 million contract winner with some other company. And $500 million contract winner is not really, small business to me with penny stocks. With a stock in the $2 region, it's not really small potatoes. So I thought this could actually have legs to run at least to maybe $3 this year. So that's what I was holding out for. But again, it just didn't have the strength. It didn't have the volume. Didn't have the momentum in the pre-market. You know, there were other plays going on, PSTV, you know, things like that that ran up 300% Friday. You know, there's other things going on. Nobody was really interested in this here. So, you know, so here I held on to this one because I know it had potential to hold up 230s basically for support on this news and this gap up. So I held on to this, and I like this first candlestick here in the on the open to the back to the 240s finally. So I was back break even. So I said I'm gonna hold this through the day, see what happens. You know, I went to sleep actually, so I missed this run up to 281. I would have locked that in more than likely. As I've seen, this is topping out this resistance area here. I would have locked in around 280s or so, or 270-ish when I seen that topping out here. But of course, I was asleep, unfortunately. So that's a long time to wait. Like I said, I don't really have the patience for that. It's like to make trade momentum trades. I guess you could call me a scalper for the most part. That's pretty much what I like to do, is just, you know, take 10% win and move on. So I don't have the patience for that. So I went to sleep on that one. I missed that. But when I woke back up, it was around here in this choppiness here, this support here at 260. So I went ahead and actually just said, you know what, I'm up 10%, 11%. Just go ahead and take the 260. So I went ahead on at that point and made the sell order 260. Of course, in the power hour, it goes up, you know, to 278. So I missed that extra 10% or so, 7-8%. But it's not a big deal. I don't really care. You have to be safe rather than sorry. This is a Friday. Fridays are historically known for dumping near the close. I didn't trust it. I was already up 10, 11%. I went ahead and took the money and moved on. You know, so it is what it is. That was the last trade for the week. So like I said, those two overnight plays, big losses, suck. But all 3-day trades, winners. So we're up about 7% on the week. So I'm happy with that. And this is what it's all about. Finding out what works for you and repeating it till, you know, success, consistency. That's what it's all about. So, like I said, the account is valued at 176 right now. That's what happened for the week. That was the recap. We're going to get serious on this now. So we're going to really start hammering in our trifecta plan: volume, momentum, price action. That's it. That's all I want to see for my stock selection. So, and no overnight plays, obviously. So that was that. And so I'd hope to repeat these successes coming into next week. But until then, we just encourage you all to stay motivated, stay inspired, study hard, and eventually, penny stocks will reward you.